What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Tuesday, December 27th, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the y00ts NFT collection that is currently on the Solana blockchain. But breaking news, this y00ts and also Degods collection is going to be migrating over to Ethereum and to Polygon. But more specifically, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the y00ts NFT collection and why that matters to you. Everything in this video is not financial advice, it's just my own personal opinion and for your own entertainment. Be sure to watch this video throughout its entirety and stick around to the very end to hear my conclusion and statement. And as always, be sure to like up that button, subscribe to the channel, don't forget to join our Patreon page, and most importantly, please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email, so please be careful and invest safely. So guys and girls, let's get right into it. So right now, the price of y00ts is sitting around 154 Solana. Roughly around 614 of these NFTs are on the market floor. Now, we did see this dip down based on this recent news. And what was that recent news? As I mentioned before, Frank, who is the founder of the Degods and also the y00ts NFT collection, announced on his Twitter page on Christmas Day, December 25th, that Degods and the Degods is going to be migrating over to Ethereum, and that y00ts is going to be migrating over to Polygon. So hopefully we're going to be focusing on what this particularly means for holders or people who maybe are interested in buying one of these NFTs. So we're going to just cover y00ts in this video. And if you guys ever want to hear more about Degods or Degods, we can always cover that in another video, but this is just about y00ts. Now, let's go ahead and focus on the first thing, which is the floor price. So once this announcement happened on Christmas Day, what we saw is that the floor price dropped from above 150 Solana all the way down as low as 120 Solana. Now, people obviously bought that dip, and this definitely recovered from that. In fact, not only did it bounce back up in price above 150 Solana, but also we saw the listing count of NFTs actually drop. That has fluctuated back and forth ever since then. Now, next up, we can also talk about that people in the Solana ecosystem have definitely had criticism over this decision, such as Ravers. Now, Ravers is very disappointed in this tweet and decision to move y00ts to the Polygon blockchain. He feels very bad for holders getting sold out. Now, what does that actually mean? Again, everybody has their own perspective, but there are also other people who maybe appreciate this move. So Nate Rivers, who's a big supporter of the OK Bears, he was actually part of the Ethereum blockchain and the NFT ecosystem there. Well, one of the first NFTs in the Solana world was the OK Bears. And he considers that the y00ts moving over to Polygon is an insanely bullish idea if it is played out how he expects it to be played out. So that's really interesting to see his perspective on that. Now, in other news, we also have Solana Legend. He believes that no one should choose Degods on Ethereum over like other blue chip collections on Ethereum, such as CryptoPunks, Bored Apes, Azuki, so forth, so on. But in response to that, Frankie Degod discloses that he has love for the Solana Monkey business, which is basically his PFP project based on the Solana blockchain. Now, that's just always good to hear what other people have to say, but regardless of what people think around that, if they should buy either Bored Ape or Degods or y00ts, right here, we saw that a tweet shared by Frank was, in the last 24 hours, based on that tweet, based on Christmas Day, Degods and y00ts was actually trading more volumes than, say, for instance, Mutant Ape Yacht Club or the Metaverse Land, which is called Other Deeds. So that, sometimes if you judge things by the cover or you're focusing on your emotions, you actually have to focus on the numbers because the numbers don't lie. If people are buying into these collections, you'll see it reflective of the chart. So basically what I'm seeing here, just based on this one tweet, people are buying more of these collections, and maybe they're a big fan of who Frank is and what he's building in his community. Now, why is Frank migrating over to Polygon? Well, maybe it's because of this, because he sees a lot of different brands, such as Nike, Adidas, and so forth, so on, using Polygon as a service, as a blockchain for their own NFT aspects. But if we see a breakdown, this is from Blockchain Council. You can kind of understand what these big name brands are using Polygon for. So say, for instance, Meta, which is the Facebook company, is going to be using Polygon for the NFT marketplace. Same thing with Adobe, Starbucks, Adidas, National Football League, also Walt Disney Company, which is a big brand. Big brand, like a big company, like a multi-million-dollar company. Actually, what am I saying? Multi-billion-dollar company, maybe even the trillions, who owns, rights to Marvel, owns rights to Star Wars. Who knows? Maybe they will own the rights to y00ts to pay a heavy dollar. Who knows? Stripe, DraftKings, so forth, so on. So these are just a few major in real life Web 2 companies that I think are going to definitely use Polygon and maybe see the attraction within y00ts, right? Because they always follow the money. Now, Fly Mountain .eth shared this statistics around basically the amount of active addresses. We're talking about wallet addresses. We're also talking about active transactions as well. Like basically the purple though, or the pink color one, is basically the amount of volume that's going in within Polygon. And then with this dark purple line, you're seeing Solana. Now, obviously you're not seeing much with Ethereum because Ethereum is not a great layer 1 blockchain because the fees are so high. Polygon helps to solve those solutions because it's a layer 2. So basically, if I'm comparing Polygon to Solana, it's not much difference compared to my eyes. So I don't know why people compare, that Polygon's better than Solana in terms of active addresses. But to me, again, what we need to note here is that this is the amount of activity, not for the NFT marketplace. We're talking about that Polygon has a lot of activity based on people using Uniswap, maybe swapping tokens, making purchase orders. Again, this is not evolving around NFTs. So this is kind of inaccurate in terms of how we compare NFT marketplaces with Solana to Polygon. But I do imagine that people are using Polygon a lot more because Ethereum is like pretty much the most decentralized blockchain out there, and Polygon being a layer 2 solution for Ethereum. So, it's really hard to compare apples to apples when you're seeing this chart. So I just want to share that with you in my own perspective. Now, we have noticed that some of the founders of Polygon have started changing their PFPs. So we have Sandeep, who recently changed his PFP to y00ts. But not only that, we also have Ryan also changed his PFP to y00ts as well. If you don't know, Ryan used to be a CEO over at the YouTube company. And now he's the CEO of Polygon. We reported this way back in the day when, GameFi and everything was building on Polygon. If you guys don't know, Polygon is trying to lead the charge for people in the GameFi world. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because we're seeing that there's a little bit of adoption within the Polygon world, and they're thinking about this as being their #1 NFT collection. Now, another thing I want to share with you is that Anatoly, who's the founder of Solana, Anatoly was just basically responding to Owen.Sol, basically saying that, Owen.Sol was saying that, y00ts is not actually going cross-chaining. They're actually just switching change completely. And Anatoly said this about that. He says, the bridge is a user opt-in. If a bunch of users stay on Solana's side, Frank is a pragmatic and shrewd businessman. He will build everywhere he thinks will drive additional growth for his brand. So while we all are getting emotional or feeling like we're being betrayed or whatever, I think it's good to see in perspective of, if you're Frank, if you're a business person, what would you do for your own community? What would you do for your holders? How would you bring value to them? Well, maybe it's to expand the business, just like these other big name brands such as Walt Disney and Starbucks and all these other big name companies. Maybe he's like, I need, in order for me to grow, I need to at least be a part of that network, have exposure to that. Because right now we don't have that type of company growth or in real life growth from big name companies just yet on Solana. But again, don't discount that Solana is still very bullish. There are a ton of companies that I think are watching from the sidelines, looking into getting in Solana, and they know that the scalability of Solana is massive, especially with the fast transaction fees and cheap transaction fees as well. Now, another thing I want to share with you is that there's a little bit of rumors going out there. So Decentralized asked Frankie Degods whether y00ts was incentivized with funding from Polygon to move over there. And that rumor started to build up. So Crypto Angelino, who is also an influencer in the space, he said he looked at Polygon NFT volume and he says it's dead over there. And we're going to look into that in a little bit. He says he's kind of bearish for y00ts if they're moving there. It makes no sense to move them there when they are doing so well on Solana. It makes sense to Frank if he got paid to move there. Rumors already spreading that he got paid. So what does that actually mean? Well, in this recent tweet by Degenerate Spice, they did share this little video that was basically a recorded video of a Solana space back on December 6th. So the rumor is that people speculate that one of the Degods team members reached out to one of the Solana Foundation representatives and basically asked them for $5 million in order to stay on Solana. If not, that they would move over to some other blockchain, right? And in this tweet, Austin, who happens to be a member or representative, in fact, a head of strategy and communications over at Solana Foundation, said that he does not recall any of this. He actually spoke to Raj, who's also another team member within Solana, and said that no, there's never been any recollection of any message, any conversation, speaking with any Degod members regarding incentivizing paying them $5 million to stay on Solana. And Frank even had something to say about that. He says, who confirmed this with Elitan Journal? So basically saying like, who who made this article, who spread these rumors. And he says, I'm still denying that this ever happened, but at this point, who cares? Might as well just say that everything people claim about us is true. Also, where exactly did you contact me for a comment? I did not see it in our DMs. So right now we're just kind of sitting around speculating what this rumor is. And right now there is no proof as of yet to proof. And hopefully we get some clarification over this. Other than that, this is just rumors and speculation. That's all I'm considering it. So right now I just want to share with you in a conclusion around all this, my thoughts. But most importantly, what I'm most concerned about, and it is two things. Number one, we got to focus on the Polygon NFT marketplace. Now, this is the marketplace for Polygon. As you can see here, I selected it. What are the top marketplaces on Polygon? And right now, all I'm seeing is OpenSea, because all these other ones I just don't care about, and they just don't look interesting to me. OpenSea is going to be the one that I'm going to look at. Now, when I go over to OpenSea and I select the Polygon blockchain, what is trending? What is the top traded collection? And right now, a lot of these collections are not even PFPs, but also they just don't seem like they're interesting at all to me. This is the most important thing I want to share with everybody, is that if y00ts switches over to Polygon, then it will be the #1 NFT collection, and maybe it will set a precedent. But again, there's no competition here. It's only going to be y00ts. And so obviously Polygon had some incentive, and they did share in a recent Twitter space that they actually provided a grant to Frank. We don't know what that amount was, but it was a grant and it was for money. So later on, hopefully this week or next week, Frank is going to disclose how much money that was in the grant. But again, they pretty much let people know that it's not a lot of money compared to all these other blockchains trying to incentivize them to come by. So that's just something I want to share with you guys. But the second thing I want to share with you, which is the biggest concern that I have, the biggest one, and you do need to know this, is that not too long ago, and this was based on October 17th of 2022, that the SEC was going to investigate Bored Ape Yacht Club. Why? Because they used the ApeCoin native token to incentivize people to buy land. So that's one of my main concerns. So the SEC is focusing on the #1 collection on Ethereum because of possibly that the ApeCoin is a security. What can that do to the price of Bored Ape Yacht Club and to its holders? We have seen Bored Ape Yacht Club plummet in their price, but not because of the SEC, but also because of the whole cryptocurrency market taking a dip. So what does this happen to matter with y00ts? Well, if you guys don't know, the Dust token is the native token for the Degods, D-Labs, and also the y00ts community. Now, what troubles me is that the token, the Dust token, was used to buy or mint the y00ts tube. And the y00ts tube, if we were able to, get one for ourselves because we were selected for the application, or if we owned a Degods, that we would have an opportunity to mint the tube. But again, the token has plummeted in price. It kind of reminds me of what happened with the Bored Ape Yacht Club other deeds, or the other side metaverse land. And this is what happened. We saw it go up to $3.57 during the minting stage for the YouTubes, and then it took a plummet down. That reminds me of something very similar to the ApeCoin. So this is something that I'm super concerned about, because the SEC will look at the top collection on Solana. And what is that collection? It is Degods and it is y00ts, because they've traded the most volume out of the whole Solana ecosystem. So that's my main concern. So let me go ahead and conclude it right here, because this is my perspective. Right now, nothing has happened yet. I don't want this to spread any FUD around y00ts. Again, this is Frank supporting his supporters, supporting his holders. I actually own one of these as well. And so right now I'm speculating, is this something that I want to hold on to? Now keep in mind, y00ts is going to be migrating over to Polygon. It's going to be the #1 collection over there. But Frank has also said that once you stake your y00ts for these points that you have, these points will be used to incentivize you to participate in the NFT Launchpad program. So what does this actually mean? Frank has said that he has a couple collections that are going to be launching on his Launchpad, but are they going to be collections from other people? Or is it going to be a collection within the universe of y00ts and Degods? Is it going to be an elevated version of y00ts? Who knows? But to me, it's all speculation. I want everybody to understand this while they see this video, because I want to be as transparent as possible. I do not hate this project. I do not love this project. I see every NFT collection from an unbiased opinion. So hopefully this video has been informational and educational for you to make the right investment decision for yourself. Because again, we have to protect each other. Regardless if we're on Solana, Ethereum, or Polygon, either way, we are investors. We are investing in these things, into these economies. I have exposure to this. And so right now I've evaluated what my circumstances are. And right now I haven't decided to sell or buy or whatever. It's just there. It's just sitting. I'm watching from the sidelines, and we'll see what happens during the coming weeks to months. Because again, January, there's going to be a roadmap for the y00ts and Degods, and it's going to explain a lot more that's going to happen. But right now, there's not a lot of news, and now you know what to decide for yourself. So hopefully this has been informational. So guys and girls, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you've seen, like what you saw, leave a comment down below on YouTube or Twitter, and we look forward to seeing you guys next time. As always, be sure to like up the button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page. We'll see you in the next video.